The fourth edition of the World Youth Forum, the WYF, will be held from the 10th to the 13th of January 2022 in Sharm el-Sheikh under the patronage of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. In a press conference held at the National Academy for Youth Training, the management announced the start of online enrollment for the fourth edition of the WYF, which is open for both Egyptians and foreigners. The fourth edition of the event comes after the postponement of the 2020 edition due to the COVID-19 pandemic. To curb the spread of the coronavirus, the WYF's organizers decided to reduce the number of participants in the upcoming edition by only allowing vaccinated people to attend the event. And to know more about the significance of this year's event, we are honored to host our distinguished guest, Engineer Yasser, former assistant president of an Egyptian political party. Thank you very much, Engineer Ora, for joining us.
A very good day, Engineer Yasser Ura. It's a pleasure, of course, to have you with us in today's episode and to know more about everything that's going on. How do you see, sir, the significance of this forum that's going to be taking place?
Actually, since President Sisi has been elected president in 2014, I think he's been interested in so many files, and he's been working on so many files and concentrating on it, which I think nobody has touched before. One of these files is the youth file. In the past, we used to talk about supporting the youth and educating the youth and teaching them and relying on them in different aspects. But I think the only one who penetrated and entered this file actually on the ground was the president. He started to work with this file, I think, pretty aggressively. He started to adopt the file, and he started to choose several youth, and he started to put them in different positions. He started to make the foundation of the youth foundation, to educate them, to prepare them, and get them ready for the leadership, the future leadership. And this is the aim of any country, that you have to prepare your youth to be ready for taking over in a while. I mean, if you're talking about the time.
Indeed, and you know, one of the great things about the forum is that it combines the whole world. We see youth from the Arab world, from Africa, and from the whole world here in the land of peace, Egypt. So, what is the message, Engineer Ora, that you think the president wants to send to the entire world by, you know, giving such care and attention to these types of forums?
The Egyptian youth were a little bit isolated from the whole world, and then they were getting all their information and learning probably from learning abroad, as we can say it. But now he wants the whole world to see the Egyptian youth in action. He wants them to interact with the other youth from different cultures, from different countries. So the main message that you are sending is that this is the Egyptian youth, this is the Egyptian future, this is the brains that we have, this is who are we preparing for the future. And that's why I think this is the main message that the president is sending. Besides that, Egypt is safe. Let's talk about this. Hosting the forum in Sharm el-Sheikh, which means in Sinai, which means it gives a message for the whole world that we are hosting the forum with the youth from all over the world, leaders from all over the world. So this means Egypt is safe, and this is a great message we have to send through the forums, through any event that we are hosting in Egypt.
Sir, what is the aim of gathering the youth from all around the globe?
The exchange of knowledge, the exchange of experience. Let's put those two topics, and the exchange of knowledge, that you have to interact with different cultures. I mean, once you are getting old, definitely you are exposed to different cultures, but you don't want this youth to stay for like 20 or 30 years to get this exposure and get this experience, as we used to do in our age.
Our age used to play pen pals.
Yeah, So now I think it's different. The president is trying to give them a new experience, that he is trying to minimize the period that they get this experience by the exposure to the other cultures and other youth from their age. So I think the communication will be very easy. They can exchange together the different views, the different cultures, and this is what he is adopting right now. I mean, this is the aim of bringing youth from all over the world. I mean, you have to talk to the Africans, the Asians, the Americans. This is the aim of the experience, and the message you are sending to the whole world.
Yes, and certainly the Egyptian youth are among some of the most creative and innovative in the whole world. The fact that the youth themselves have been assigned to organize the event and to put the plan for the event, how do you see this idea itself?
This is the confidence of the president in the youth, the Egyptian youth. This is one of the messages that he's sending, that we are preparing our youth. We already taught them how to manage, how to arrange, and how to prepare, and now we are giving them the opportunity to do this in one of the biggest forums for the youth all over the world. A great event. Everybody's watching. The whole world is watching. So let's see, and you can watch how the Egyptians are doing, how the Egyptian youngsters and the youth are doing to the world. I mean, this is how they are managing. This is our youth. They are doing everything. We gave them a free hand. Do whatever you like, and show us how you are going to arrange.
Okay, sir, could you tell us about the mass efforts exerted by the youth which led to the success of the previous versions of the forums that took place in the past, of course?
If we didn't see any results from the old forums, I think we wouldn't have seen the fourth one right now.
What special things, sir, that you can nail when we're discussing this? The youth, you were impressed by what they did.
What they did is that now you can see that we have different and a lot of youth that are in big positions, actually. Like you have now youth working as vice governors, vice for ministers. They are working in different government areas,
Different ministries,
and
certainly,
ministries.
yes.
So this is a result of the forum. When you expose your youth and you put them on the platform and they talk to everybody, and they start expressing themselves to the other youth and to the government and to the president and to the community and to the Egyptians. I think you explored different other youth which are capable of doing things in a different way, and different thinking, and that's why you have to give them a chance. And that was a result of the forum. I think that so many of the youth that came out of the forum are now in positions in the government.
Engineer Ora, in the previous version of the WIF, groups of youth grouped to offer support for the victims of the terrorist attacks all over the world. How did you see that gesture? Especially that, in this way we are fighting back against the terrorists with their own method, because they are the ones who try to recruit youth. So how did you see the message, again, coming out from Sharm el-Sheikh, when groups joined to offer support for the victims of terrorist attacks all over the world?
Besides the message that you are giving from the land of peace, from Sharm el-Sheikh, the main message would be that that the youth are going to be involved in different files and in different topics that's concerning the whole world. So now, if you have the topic of the terrorism affecting the whole world, then you have to learn and you have to teach. The youth has to learn, and you have to teach them how to work with any file or any problem that's facing the whole world. That's why you are in each forum, and you have to have a topic, and then you enforce the youth to take care of it, and then they have to cooperate with different other countries and different other youth and different other cultures, so that they have to come out with some ideas how to do this, and they have to see also how the countries are fighting and facing the terrorism socially, economically, and also in all different aspects and in all different ways. And this is how the experience are gained, and this is how they are going to be involved and penetrated into the communities, and they have to be mingled into the societies through their problems and through the different problems facing the societies. And this is the only way that you have to teach them how to be inside the society, to feel the agony of the victims from the terrorism, to feel how the military is facing, how we are giving and sacrificing lives to defend the country. This is how you are teaching the youth. This is how you have to get them involved in the files, in all aspects. And I think we succeeded in this, not only for the Egyptian youth, for the whole world. I mean, the whole youth, everybody. I mean, from different countries. Some of them were thinking, or they thought that they are far away from terrorism, like in England, in France, until they saw terrorism going into their countries. And this is how the youth were surprised that in all this security they had, and they faced the terrorism. That's why you have a common ground with the Egyptian youth, which we started. We were the pioneers in facing the terrorism, and they were the last. And then when they faced this, they were so scared. So you have to join all together to see the experience when they had this incidents in their countries, how they felt, how they went around it. And this was a great experience for all.
Okay, sir, is the World Forum, Youth Forum, supporting the overall desired social and economic development in Egypt, and in which context, from your own point of view or your intake on this, sir?
I think the forum is taking all the aspects. I mean, if you are talking about a forum, then you are going to talk about the social, the economic, the development, the interaction between the countries. I mean, and now during the coronavirus also, this is I think the forum will be very important, because what we are going to see after the corona effect, or the corona effect after it's over, I think the youth has to be prepared that we are going to see a new world regimes. I mean, nobody has seen it yet, but I think in 2022, some other things will come up in the economy and in the social life, in the countries itself. I mean, after this 2 years, 2 harsh years that we have been facing, I think different things have been changed. They have to see how the impact of the corona on the economy, on the social life of the people. I think we have seen that even the social behavior of the people has changed. I mean, now you cannot go into gatherings. You have to talk through meetings online. So physically you cannot do. I mean, these are affecting the whole world, and now the world is changing. You have to. I think this forum will be very important to express to them how the coming years are going to be changed, how the change is going to be, and how they are going to cope with it. And then this is going to be a very good time to do this, to prepare the whole youth for the whole world for the coming changes.
Right. Engineer Koura, the choice of Sharm el-Sheikh itself as the place to host the forum, how did you see it?
Genius, because this is the land of peace. This is where the Egyptian military has been facing the terrorism. I mean, since the Muslim Brotherhood left the country, or left Egypt. I mean, we have been facing terrorism in Sinai. We have been sacrificing a lot of lives since then.
It was mostly in North Sinai, of course. It was mostly in North Sinai.
If you're talking about Sinai,
great successes for the military, of course.
For the Western communities, they don't differentiate between northern and southern Sinai. If you are talking in terrorism in Sinai, it's not going to be differentiated or splitted into halves. But they are talking about Sinai. So you are giving the message: we don't have any terrorism. Sinai is safe. Egypt is safe. We can protect our tourism. We can protect everybody. So come back to Egypt. This is a message I think the president has been sending every year. We are safe.
Sir, what are the challenges that the youth are going to be facing in the current time in Egypt and the entire world?
The coronavirus, the effect of the coronavirus in the coming 2 years is one of the main challenges that we are going to face, the youth are going to face, and we are all going to face. So we have to be all prepared, and the youth has to be prepared because they don't have to get scared, confused. They have to be well prepared how they are going to face the world in the coming years. So because they have to give support to the country, support to their families, how they are going to cope with this, because those are the future of Egypt. So if they are not prepared, then it's going to be a disaster. I mean, so there is so many things economically going to be. We have to face it. We are going into great inflation in the coming year. They have to be well prepared that how we are going to face it, how to go out in, how to create new vision in new jobs, how to work online, how to work to face to cope with the technology, to face the coming years, the economy and the social differences that we are going to have in the coming years.
Yes, if you would, sir, send a message to youth all over Egypt, what would you tell them?
Get well taught, get more experience, don't get confused, be strong, go beside the people who knows well. Don't get any information from people who doesn't know what they are talking about. Get it from the sources that are reliable. Listen to the elder who have the experience. Have hope and stay safe.
But it's worth to mention, sir, here at this point, answering Muhammad's question, that youth in Egypt are doing a wonderful job. They're really intellectual. They were capable of joining youth conferences with President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, who recommended that this youth conference should be taken. It should be done every year, and that they're playing a very important role under the auspices of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi since President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi took over.
This is true.
Okay.
This is true.
Sir, how do you assess youth participation in the current parliament as we talk?
I think it's a great experience for the youth, and this is a very good preparation for the future parliaments coming. And I think they are getting a very good experience, especially that we have a lot of legislations that are changing. And they are exposed to different variations in different aspects, in different laws that has been changed. I mean, it's since the last parliament and this one also. I think they got good experience, and we said that we saw that some of them are re-elected in the new parliament. So this means that they are getting the confidence of the people. They are getting confidence in themselves that they are doing a good job. I think they are opening also. This experience is giving hope to some other youth to go into the experience and to enter into the political life and to join and to have a future for Egypt. Because if you don't have well-educated people or well-educated youth, you're not going to have a strong parliament. You're not going to have strong legislations. And this is how you are going to do the future of Egypt.
Indeed, and generally speaking, there are a lot of initiatives here in Egypt aimed at supporting the youth, at helping the youth. How do you see the general, situation here in Egypt, and the general support by the government to the youth? Recently, we had a number of elections for sporting clubs, for social clubs. You always see, a number of candidates. What they call them underage. Yeah. So it's the youth basically. So how do you see this in the context of the general, attitude of or the general policy of the state to support youth and support youth initiatives and support their presence in leadership roles in general?
It's good that you came up with the elections of the club
The
elections.
clubs, yeah, the social and sporting
This has
clubs.
been there for ages, that you have You have to have in the elections. You have to have a certain number for the youth or the underage. This is how we are talking about in the same experience that we talked about in the parliament. I mean, having the youth in the club's leadership, this gives them the experience on how to lead, how to be a future leadership, how to go in, to be the president of the club in the future, or to enter a political party or whatever. So this is the experience that we are talking about. Once you get them exposed, then they are going to get this experience. Then you can put them in another step, or they go to another level. And this is how the country is doing right now. And then they are preparing them, they are teaching them, they are giving them courses, they are giving the forums, they are putting them into positions, they are giving the experience. That's how the country is adopting the idea. I mean, they are not adopting the ideas through the media. They are adopting the idea practically on the ground. So we have seen this experience. I think it's very successful. You came up with several youth that now that they are well prepared,
role models,
and they are role models for the father, and they are going to be talking into the forum, and to give them their experience in how this support ended up with them in a leadership or in a good positions now they are having. So I think this is a great experience in the past 5 years that we have seen.
Sir, of course, to curb the spread of the coronavirus. The WYF's organizers decided to reduce the number of participants in the upcoming edition by allowing only the vaccinated people to attend the event. From your own perspective, do you see this as a pro or as a negative or a positive thing to happen?
Of course, it's a pro, because we have to emphasize all the people to go vaccinated, to be vaccinated. Because if they don't get vaccinated, then they are going to be infected. They are going to infect their families. So I think it's very important to put everybody in any community that has to be vaccinated, or otherwise he has to be excluded. In this case, you are going to enforce everybody to go and get the vaccine, because now there are several countries in the world you cannot enter now without getting the vaccine.
And there are several countries in the world that their citizens do not want to get vaccinated as well.
It's their free will. I mean, but they are but on the other hand, they are not going to be able to participate, because they could infect some other people. So
but
I think you have to
Egypt
take
is very serious about vaccinating people, and we are seeing that a lot of ministries, a lot of public institutions, a lot of even public sector, private sector companies are not allowing their employees to come in unless they have the certificate of vaccination. You're not allowed to go to the stadium, for instance, now unless you have your certificate. You're not going to get your ticket unless you're vaccinated. So it's only normal that we see this I guess in
Europe,
youth forum.
in Europe
Yeah,
right now, you see in all
we are
the
serious
stadiums,
about this.
they
Yeah.
open the stadium for full house, but
They
under
are
one
all
condition,
vaccinated.
they
They are
have
all
to show the
vaccinated.
vaccine to enter. So the
Yeah.
whole world is working right now, because you have to be safe. I mean, you have to
Yeah.
be safe, not for himself, but for the others. I mean, he can infect their
For
families
society.
and the oldest people. I mean,
Well, engineer Yasser, thank you so much for joining us in this segment of Nile Cruise, where you added, of course, informative knowledge to everything that we've been discussing. Of course, the forums that will be taking place in Sharm el-Sheikh, more about the youths here in Egypt. And Mohammed?
Yes, Rana, thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure, and thank you, dear viewers. Please stay with us. We're not done yet. Rana and I will be back momentarily.